don't know if it's because of my lack of experience of being in situations like that, or just the fact that conventions have gotten so much more calm in the last 5 years. Or it's a combination of both, because you don't hear that kind of shit like last year, right?
I mean, I feel like things are way more regulated now than it used to be, because I remember first time going to conventions, some of my first signings, it was kind of like anything goes, you know what I mean? And like last year they had like a ticketing system, or maybe it was the year before that, where they had like a proper ticketing system. Because I remember I'd be booked out to do signings for like an hour, and then it would end up going for like 2 hours and a half.
Yeah.
And there was nothing that like regulated what was okay and what wasn't okay.
I guess that's like the benefit of the big conventions, right? Is that because there are so many people, and they probably know how popular you are. They're like, if your signing session is 1 hour, then it's fucking 1 hour.
Yeah.
And we're cutting off the line.
And I think people, it's gotten more in people's ideas or in people's heads now, that just because you're at an anime convention, social norms still do exist. Because I remember in the before time, and I can't imagine what it was like even before I started going to conventions, but it seemed like going to an anime convention, just like all rules fell out the window. You could get away with anything.
I mean, I watched footage of like Anime Expo at like fucking 2005, right? And like, that was during like the whole like glomp and like yaoi pad thing, and I'm just like, I can't imagine fucking being there and like staying sane. I'm like, I don't want to like walk through the convention hall with the fear that a random person is gonna jump dive at me because it's lol XD glomp.
It turns from like an anime convention to like a survival horror. It's like, who's gonna invade my personal space now?
I'm like pressing X to doubt on everyone. Right? It's like, who's next?
I feel like it probably came from a place of like, I mean, I assume that it was the one time of the year where they get to meet anime fans, right?
Right.
And like outside of that, you probably didn't get to see them, right? Like, But now, I mean, everyone's a fucking anime fan,
right? That's it. I think that's what it is.
It's so mainstream now.
It's all it is now is everyone just goes to a place to buy anime merch and get drunk together.
Pretty much.
So it's like, I understand that back then probably was a little over the top, because this is the only fucking chance you get to be a fucking weeb. Like every other day of the year, you can't be a weeb. Otherwise, you get bullied.
Yeah, I feel like the golden period for me for anime conventions, where it was like you could get away with things that were like fun, but I feel like the point where it started to get really, really regulated was around 2016 onwards-ish.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, as it should, because there was so much fucking sketchy shit happening in the back.
Yeah, there was a lot of sketchy shit.
I mean, that was around the time when the whole like cosplay isn't consent thing
which
came out, right?
definitely,
which it's like, why would you even need to write that out?
That like is a failure on humanity. That was a rule.
Which we needed to implement this rule. That's
it's like, oh yes, I need something written down on paper to know that being overly sexual towards cosplays is a bad thing.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like,
right.
Fucking.
But I remember like because I've been going to London MCM Expo for like a fair few years now. And I remember when to explain London MCM Expo, it's like the biggest kind of...
It's a pretty fucking terrible convention.
It's a convention in inverted commas, because it's more like it is an expo.
It just sells you stuff, and there's not really anything to do there if you're like a fan.
Right.
Like, it's kind of like you can buy stuff, and pretty much all anyone does is just hang out with their friends.
Exactly.
Right.
So there's this grass bit in MC outside of the convention center, which everywhere where everyone used to hang out, and now it's closed off. But I feel like some of my best memories were when people were just doing like the most random shit on that grass.
Like, all the alcohol bottles were.
Yeah. Were you there that year where they did that Fight Club?
No. Okay. It is a fight club.
Yeah. So
I don't know why the mental imagery of a bunch of weebs beating each other up is hilarious.
Fucking Naruto music blasting.
No, it was a fight. It was a fight club, but it was like a fight club. So it was like the equivalent of a mosh pit or something like that. But I remember there was there was obviously the usual, you got the fucking Jedis dueling it out. But I remember the funniest one I saw was there was these two anime fans, and one was like the scrawniest, shortest anime fan who was like vitamin D deficient. That stereotype.
Clearly sick dude. Right?
Yeah.
Skeletal.
Skeletal. And then on the other side was the fucking biggest. Like he wasn't like obese, but let's say he was a big lad. He was a big lad,
hefty fella.
Yeah, and this was like the most uneven fight I had ever seen. Like, forget about weight classes here, you know.
But they should like start punching each other.
So I guess they just tried to like make each other fall over, right? So this scrawny dude fucking full on sprints into this guy, trying to like push him, and he just fucking bounces off him like he's in like he's playing Fall Guys or something, right? And then the guy just sits on him. And that was the end of the fight.
Were they all drunk?
Yes, everyone was drunk.
Oh, okay.
It just crushes the
Because the convention ends at like 6, but that area is still full of people drinking. Like it's just outside. Just
that sounds awesome. I would love to be there. Just to be a spectator.
It's kind of fiesta. It's kind of crazy.
It's kind of fiesta now, but now it's like a lot more controlled of what you can get away with, which is a bit of a shame because I liked that kind of thing.
There's literally like an off license in a Tesco within like 100 meters of it. So
that's not a good
people
idea.
are just buying drinks, and it's like it's a bit of a, and I think the hotel hate it 'cause there's literally a hotel right outside of it. And they're like, what are you doing? Why are you all fucking getting drunk?
Why is this big dude sitting on this scrawny kid?
Why is there a fight club
Why are
happening?
people cheering?
I think it was that fight club that made the convention actually cordon off the grass area. It was worth it. Anyone who was at that MCM convention knows that fight club was hilarious as fuck.
Yeah, that sounds fucking awesome.
Health and safety issues aside.
It is fun when you walk to an anime convention. You see something that clearly will get shut down within an hour. And you're like, I'm just going to sit and watch this shit go down. This is going to be funny.
I see that shit even regularly at Anime Expo still to this day. Like outside of the West Wing, you know, where all the cosplayers are.
Yeah.
I see some shit there where I'm just like, why? Where are the staff? Who's regulating this?